Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is 11:10 Eastern Time, 10:10 Central Time on Friday morning. And as you can see from the live radar view here, we have a mess headed our way. Today's update sponsored by High Voltage Mobile DJ Services, and you can call Nathan here at the number on your screen. Visit him at djhighvoltage.com and tell him Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right. Temperatures, as I said yesterday in my video, are going to be absolutely critical to what we end up with today. Let me just hold on a second here, folks. Let me get my controls into view here, and let me pause this, and we'll put the latest temperature data on. And here, let me zoom in, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Temperatures for accumulation are going to be absolutely critical. I want you to notice how we are over southwest Indiana. Already at 34 here at the Huntingburg Airport, already at 36 at the Evansville Airport, still in the upper 20s up around Washington and the Vincennes area. Now, if you're in the mid to upper 30s, you're going to have a hard time getting some accumulation to stick right away. That temperature's going to have to fall first before it starts to really accumulate. As we go through future radar here in a minute, what you're going to find is it looks like areas right along the Ohio River are sort of going to be the battleground for the rain-snow changeover line. Would not surprise me at all to see a rain-snow mix moving in with some of this. You can see it from the radar. You've got heavy snow up in here, and you got some heavy rain potentially back in here. Let me switch it over to weather and find what people are saying. You've even got some freezing rain being reported over around St. Louis. Plain old rain down in here. Snow up in here. This is all headed our way. If I just put this into motion for you, you can see exactly what I mean. Apologize, it takes just a little bit of time to load here. But you can see those bands headed our way. And notice right how this is moving. It looks like the rain-snow mixed changeover line is sort of headed right down for maybe the Evansville area, places along the Ohio River. And then places north of that, we're going to get a little bit more in the way of accumulation. Let's time it out on future radar. We're going to use a product that we call the HRRR, the HRRR model. This is the highest resolution model that we have available, and having looked over the radar trends and then looked over this model, this has got the best handle on the situation in my opinion right now, so this is what I'm going to rely on. Notice here we are at, well, let me get this one. Here we are at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10. Very similar to what we find right now. Very heavy snow swath over central Illinois. A little bit of light digging down into here. Fairly heavy rain. That 32-degree line cutting up right through the Princeton and Du Bois County areas and then over towards the east. Compare it with actual radar, that's exactly what you find. Very heavy snow swath over central Illinois. There's your radar, and if we just throw the temperature on here, yeah, that 32-degree line is pretty close to the same area. So, future radar, this product has got it got a good handle on it. Let me put this into motion. I want you to notice how the snow moves through here. First of all, let's time it out. Here we are at noon, here we are at 1. By 1 o'clock, noon, 1 o'clock, snow is really starting to overtake the area a little bit more. But notice, just to the south of this, you've got maybe some plain old rain or some rain with snow mixing in potentially down here around the Evansville area, the Spencer County area, Tell City. And then it transitions very quickly to all snow just north of this. Looks somewhere around the Ohio River, and it may vary to a little bit to the south of it or a little bit to the north of it. It's probably going to be that transition zone for where we're going to experience sort of a wintry mix at the start before it potentially goes to all snow. Doesn't mean you won't get any snow accumulation, but amounts there are probably going to be less. If you're in the Evansville area, you may get more like an inch. If you are north of that, you may end up with 2 to 4 inches because you end up in the all snow zone. Let's see how this moves forward through the day. Very quickly, you notice that we go to all snow by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then by 4 o'clock, we've started to transition out a little bit into just some light snow showers. So the evening commute, according to this model, doesn't look bad. The good thing about this is it's a fairly quick moving system. Temperatures, as I said, are going to be absolutely critical. And, here we are at 11 o'clock. This says we should be at 33 in Evansville, 32 in Huntingburg. If you just compare those and get the right program up here, we're actually a little bit warmer. We should be 33. No, we're 36 in Evansville. Instead of 32 or 34. So we're running a couple of degrees, maybe even 3 degrees in some cases, warmer than what the models are saying. That's going to factor into this as well. All right, let's talk about accumulations. What can we expect? Here is the latest snow totals from what the HRRR model says. All right, notice the very sharp cutoff gradient. The first light blue that you see here are the 2-inch. Here's your collar bar at the bottom, and it's got a few things labeled on for us. So it's got, pretty close to the 2-inch line here, and then particularly some points maybe in towards the 3-inch line. Now this is not as aggressive as some of the others are towards the east. Some of the other models towards the east have a lot heavier snowfall accumulation for us. And so because of that, we take that with a grain of salt. Let me show you what the high-res NAM is doing. High-res NAM actually is agreeing on placement with the HER, and the high-res NAM is actually probably the next highest resolution that we have in addition to the HER. If you really want to know the data, the HER is on a 3-kilometer grid. The high-res NAM is on a 4-kilometer grid, so they're very similar in size. Normal models that we use, our global models, are on a 12-kilometer grid, so these are a lot tighter resolution. Basically what that means, if you really want to know, is one little tiny pixel that you see on the screen is representing 3 kilometers. So they're a lot higher resolution. That's what we mean. They can see the specifics of storms a lot better. Notice how the high-res NAM is agreeing on placement with the HER model very nicely. Gives Evansville just, really a dusting to maybe 1 inch on the HER, and about that same aspect here along with the high-res NAM. As you go very quickly, you transition into the 2-inch lines when you get towards Princeton, Jasper area into Crawford County, Corden, and again, a very, very similar vein. So there's some good model agreement on our high-resolution models, and that's what we like to see about that. Notice, though, the NAM, the high-res NAM, really blows up some 6-inch snow totals potentially over here. So for that reason, the National Weather Service has actually upgraded some counties into a winter storm warning. All of us are under at least a winter weather advisory, but here in Orange, Washington, Scott, Jefferson, Clark, Switzerland, and I apologize, I can't remember the county up here, but all of these areas here are underneath of a winter storm warning. And the rest of us are winter weather advisory. The winter storm warning, the Weather Service believes that there could be 4 to 6 inches of snow in that. All right, here's what my futurecast snow is what I'm predicting. If you go to southernindianaweather.com, you can get the latest. You can also check us out on Facebook. I post them there too, but I always post them over to the website as well for convenience, especially for those who don't use Facebook as much. But again, a 4 to 6 inch swath over those winter storm warning areas. 2 to 4 inches for most of us, but then a very sharp cutoff. And the reason for that very sharp cutoff, again, is because of that rain-snow changeover line. And if you just take a look at, where that's happening right now on the model trends, keep in mind all of this is, essentially moving, well, not exactly like that, more in a fashion similar to this, all right? So you've got, this is what's coming your way along the Ohio River. Will some of that change to snow as it approaches us? Probably yes. We've started to see the snow line expand south a little bit, but these totals are going to indicate more of a mix to me, and then maybe some snow as the rain starts to cool the air down a little bit. All right. So that's the latest trends that we see right now. Unfortunately, it looks like a very messy situation. Areas close to the river really trace, maybe nothing in some cases because it may very well stay all rain up to 1 inch. Could we see some isolated higher amounts in that? Yeah, it's possible, but this is the general rule of thumb. And then when you get just to the north of that, 2 to 4 inches, sort of the general rule of thumb. All right, southernindianaweather.com, folks. You can get that latest data. You can also get your updated 7-day forecast. I forecasted a high of 32 today. We've already blown past that just a little bit. We're already up to 34. It's possible we might go another degree or so higher here in the Huntingburg Airport area. You're already at 36 in Evansville, so low to mid 30s, and then of course by the time you get up here, you're probably going to stay 30 and below much of the day, and this is where you're probably going to get the heavier snow threats, simply because you're going to stay that all snow. All right. Tomorrow we do have a little bit of light snow potentially to deal with in the evening. I didn't show you this, but let me go ahead and pull. I didn't show you the future radar on the 4-kilometer NAM, the high-res NAM up. Very similar to what the HER model is, and it keeps that rain-snow line right along the Ohio River, limits those accumulations. But as we pull this out, I'll just briefly show this to you tomorrow. We get a little bit of rain, and well, it won't be rain because of the coloring's off here, but a little bit of light snow. Right now, it doesn't look like a very impressive snow to us. Under 1 inch at most is what everything is showing for us right now. All right. So that's what to expect for today. We'll have another one of these videos out tomorrow. I'm not going to do anything else On the video side tonight, I'll just be now tracking on Facebook for the rest of the day. And so if you're going out tonight, be careful. The roads could be slick in some areas. Just keep that in mind as you're going out with your sweetie. Stay right here to southern.indiana.weather.com. We'll keep you posted with the latest updates on our Facebook page. You can also, on our website, you can also go over to our Facebook page. Be sure to give us a like there, and you'll be able to stay tuned with the latest as well. All right, folks, be safe out there today. It's headed our way. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great day, folks, and happy Valentine's Day.